Hi guys, so this time we are starting another build, and as you can see, this time we are going to try to assemble this vehicle. So it's a fresh Typhoon 4x4 in 135 scale from Zvezda, and my idea is to actually assemble this vehicle in a bit different marking option from what we are seeing here on the box art, so you will see it throughout the project. And just to give you a reminder, we reviewed this kit, so you can find a full video review on the same channel, but this video will be about building this model. So again, we need also to remind ourselves that there are 331 parts, which is quite impressive for a vehicle model, and that's because we also have the interior included. And I guess we can start. So first of all, we'll open the box and check what is inside regarding the assembly process, and then we will start separating the parts and getting them together. So you can notice that packaging is quite standard for Zvezda, there is no surprise in that. And if I open it here, we will see the same stuff as what we saw in the video review of this kit. So we will not be checking the parts, we will be checking the assembly manual. And I guess, well, as far as I remember, assembly process we will start with interior, so just give me a second to close the lenses. Here you can see that we have short history note on the first page. Of course, marking guide, as I said, we won't need it because we will be doing the different thing. And here, no, assembly process actually starts with a turret, so it will be interesting to get it together, and then we will start working on other things in this model. So let's begin. Here I would like to show you the interior floor. As you can see, I have one part glued into the place. It's actually this sub-assembly for the front seats, and as you can see, it is glued out of 3 parts. But what is quite interesting here is the perfect fitment. So here I just added few minor drops of the glue and it was good to go. So really nice design, and now it's just a matter of installing this part here into the place as well. And as you can see, even the dry fitment, if I just push it a bit, here you can see that everything sits in place and it sits without glue. So now I just will add few drops of the glue and continue with assembly here. Here I would like to say a few words about the overall fitment of this lower armor panel with the car body. So you can see now it sits flush, but the bad side here is that these panels, which are forming the central tunnel, they are installed without any guiding pins here in the middle section, and that's where you might have the issues with the fitment, and the same applies here in this tail section. So that's why you can actually fix it easy just by spreading it here from inside and then installing this cover in between them, so pay attention to this. And the same applies to this frontal section, this small cover in front of this armor panel, and the same here in the rear cover here. But overall, as you can see, it sits tight. And the same can be said about this fuel tank, which was, as you remember, glued into the armor panel, not to the top panel. I'm not sure why it was done this way, because it would be easier just to glue all of these compartments to the top and then install the armor panel, but Zvezda decided to go this way. Well, it's now in place. By the way, here you can see exhaust tube, and here it goes into nowhere because we do not have the engine. As you can see, it's just a stub inside the engine compartment, but it might be visible through the wheel arches, so that's why it is copied here. And then we get all the tube going here and outside, so quite an interesting design. I wonder who from the aftermarket will come up with an engine, because we have kind of the compartment here, so, and we also get the separate bonnet, so you can try to open it, but not out of the box. So now let's continue the assembly process. So here we have a small report of the stuff which was done to the vehicle. So as you can see, I decided to apply as many parts as is possible. The only things which are missing is the roof panel, obviously, and also the frontal panel over the windscreen, so that there will be installed the screen wipers, but everything will be glued in place a bit later. So now the next step will be actually to paint all of the interior. I will use the rock gray from AK Interactive, and we will see the final result afterwards. So here you can see the vehicle primed. The next step was to add these masks to the clear parts. They are also added on the door glazes, so don't worry, doors will be inserted with the help of white glue so that they can be painted separately. And of course I also roughly painted the interior. I plan to close all of the doors, so that's why it will be just like this. I decided to pick out these headrests, and that's pretty much all. And also I applied decals, so if we flip it over like this, you can see that we have dials in place and also the main command and display. The same will be on the turret, which will go here in this special installation spot, and then there will be a roof installed. And here, by the way, you can see another masks on the rear windows, and you can also notice one of the main features. So we have a double set of the glass, and one of the glass was painted in a slightly different color. So all of the Typhoons which you can see now builds, well, the original vehicle, let's put it this way, it has the green tinted windows, but for my build and for my marking option, it's more of a what if configuration, so that's why I decided to go with the red tint, which will be visible through the clear outer layer of the screen, and the same applies to the doors. So now, as I said, it will be the matter of gluing the doors in place with the white glue here as well, and then installing the roof on the top in order to enclose everything and get ready for the first paint of the outer color. Here you can see the vehicle painted in the black color, so I used the Tamiya acrylic paint, this one, and now the next step will be actually to cover whole vehicle with something what you just saw near the paint, so that's the Gauzy agent from AK Interactive, and it will actually give the glossy, shiny surface, which will be also useful in order to enclose the whole paint surface, and then start installing all other parts and actually painting all other elements into the different colors. And also, before applying this Gauzy layer, I will also apply the decals so that they will be uncovered with this clear layer. So let's start. So here you can see the final shape of this model. It's already painted and assembled together, turret in place, also this air filter or snorkel in place. Also we have all masks removed, and here you can see the headlamps and fog lights protection in place. We also have wheels installed, slightly dusted. I used MIG pigments in order to achieve a dirty look. As you can see, it's slightly dusty. And also I used these aftermarket decals for Umbrella Corporation, the same here on the bonnet. And you can see also these red doors. So instead of a typical military vehicle, I decided to use a slightly different appearance. By the way, the rear door is also present here. And overall, I can say that this kit was quite easy to assemble and quite quick, surprisingly, and it shows the recent improvement which was done by Zvezda. So there are no issues or any other possible problems with the fitment. It's just a matter of combining all the parts. Maybe the assembly manual was tricky in some places in order to understand what is required from you, but well, if you have some experience, I think you will not have any issues. And also maybe masking, but masking can be done. So you take these clear parts, apply the masks, and then glue the parts inside. So it's quite easy thing to follow as well. As you can see, I also trained the gloss finish for my next build, and it will be published quite soon. It will start actually quite soon. But as for this build, I call it done, and I hope you enjoyed this video, so stay tuned for more projects, and I will see you quite soon. Bye.